everyone, I'm Marie Lockwood. Thanks for joining us here at Cakes, Cooking and More. Today's recipe is an old-fashioned potato salad. So let's see what we do. Okay, so for this recipe, the first thing we're going to do is pick out our potatoes. Now, depending on how many people you have as to how much you want to make, this is one of my grandmother's recipes, so, you know, it serves like 16 people, but I don't need that much because I don't have that many people. So I will put the full recipe on the website, but as for what I'm making now, I won't be making quite that much. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I've got 5 potatoes, and that's probably about right for how many people I have. Okay, so you want to make sure that you wash each potato really well. When you put it in your pan, make sure that your water is above the potatoes, and then we're just going to boil them for about an hour. It usually takes at least that long. What you're looking for is for your potato skins to start to come off on their own, and when you put a fork in them, they just sort of mush. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so we will be back in about an hour. Okay, now that our potatoes are done behind me and they're cooling, I'm going to start a batch of boiled eggs. A few of the eggs go into the potato salad, so you need a couple for that. But I also want to make a couple of deviled eggs because they're a great appetizer for this meal. So you just decide how many you want to do, whether or not you're doing that, if it's Easter, if you're having to boil them and dye them, whatever, and get those started. Now for the potato salad, you need at least 3. So after that, it's however many you want to do. Alright, now we're just going to make sure that the water is over the top of those and get those boiled, and we'll be back when they're done. Okay, now that our eggs are done boiling, what we're going to do is we're going to carefully scoop them out, try not to crack them, and this is a bowl of cold water. Putting your hot eggs into a bowl of cold water sort of shocks them, and it separates the egg from the shell. So if you're one of those people, and I used to do it all the time until I learned this trick, that when you pull the shells off, you're tearing up your eggs and they always look like they're pitted like golf balls. This will cure that problem. I have done it many times, so this actually stops that from happening. So you just let them sit in there for, I don't know, about a minute. It doesn't take very long. And then we just peel them like normal. So we will be back as soon as they're ready. Okay, now my bowl is a little bit warm, which means that my eggs have absorbed all of the cold that they can. So it's time to start peeling. Now I take the part that's a little bit flatter because there's a little bit of air bubble in there underneath the shell, and so it peels a little easier if you start there. Now you'll see that the egg shells come off a little easier and they don't tear up your egg as much, if at all. Sometimes you can get a perfect one. You're just going to peel off your shell like you normally would. And usually about halfway up your egg, the shell, the rest of it at the pointed end, will just kind of slide off. Not always, but usually it'll slide off. So you're just going to get that off of there. And now you want to make sure that you rinse these really well before you actually use them. So we're going to get our eggs peeled and then we'll be back. So I have let our potatoes cool for a little bit, but you can see that they've started to split open. That means that they're done cooking. And you can usually with your hand just peel the skin off. So we're going to get all of these peeled and then we'll be back. Okay, now that our eggs are done, we're going to take 3 of our eggs and we're going to chop those up really tiny. Because those are going to go in the potato salad. Just make sure you get those chopped really well. chop mine pretty small. It's really up to you how small you want them. I don't like the big chunk of egg in the middle of my potato salad, so I cut mine pretty small. Alright, now that we have that done, now you can do this with a knife, or you can be like me and be a kitchen gadget fanatic. So, hi, I'm Marie and I love kitchen gadgets. Alright, so this one just gives me a nice perfect slice to my eggs. And I want one sliced really nicely for the top of my potato salad when I'm done. I'm going to take the side piece on each end and throw that in, and then set these to the side for the top when I'm done. And then just give those two pieces a little chop. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to set our eggs aside. Okay, now we have our potatoes and a potato masher. We're just going to smash each of those potatoes. They don't have to be completely whipped, but you do want to get them smashed pretty well. So just get that done, and then we can move on to the next part. Okay, now that our potatoes are pretty smashed up, you can see they're still kind of chunky, and you want to leave them that way. Like I said, you don't want them whipped. Just knock them all out of your smasher here. These pieces always want to clean. Alright, now at this point we're going to start adding our ingredients. So we're going to add our little bit of onion. And potato salad is one of those things that, you know, everybody has a different taste. So if you don't like onion or something, you can leave an ingredient out. That's not a problem. Then we have a little bit of pickle. Now this is dill pickle, don't use sweet. I made the mistake once of using sweet and it's awful. Then we have a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of mustard, now I do have my jar of mustard out because sometimes you have to add a little more mustard. Mustard gives more of a tangy taste, and mayonnaise gives a little more of a creamy, sweetish taste. So depending on your taste buds, you'll need to adjust that for however you prefer yours to taste. I usually add a little bit of extra mustard. I like the tang a little bit more. Alright, now that we have our mustard and our mayonnaise in, we're going to not use the sliced egg, but the egg that we have cut into chunks. We're just going to add that in. Alright, now that we have all of our ingredients in, we're going to use our spatula and just get that well mixed. Alright, now that this is well mixed, we're going to taste test to see if it matches our flavor choices. Okay, so mine needs a little bit more mustard. And you don't want to put more than about a tablespoon at a time. If you put too much, it's going to become watery. And that is not what we're aiming for with potato salad. So just add about a tablespoon if you want more of the mustard. Give it a good mix, make sure it's well combined, spread throughout, and then taste test again to see if it's more to your taste before you decide if you want to add more. Keeping an eye on your consistency. Like I said, if you put too much, it'll become watery, so keep an eye on that. Alright, now we are well mixed again. Alright, so that's about where I want mine. So now you're just going to scrape the sides down. And you're going to spread your potato salad out evenly. Now, potato salad is one of those things that is better if you refrigerate overnight and serve it the next day. So if you're going to be serving this at your barbecue or whatever, try to make it the day before. And if not, make it the first thing that you make so that it has plenty of time to get in there and cool off. It's better served cold. All right, now we're going to take our little slices of egg that we have made and just lay them around the edge and in the middle. And they don't have to be perfect. All right, now that you have those on, take a little bit of paprika. Some people don't like paprika. I do. I put it on my deviled eggs. I put it on my potato salad. It's more of a looks thing than anything else. This taste is not quite strong enough to make a huge difference, but it's completely up to you. All right, now that we have that done, we're going to take some plastic wrap. You just want to give this a good seal around the edges. And then we are going to put it in the refrigerator overnight and serve it tomorrow. And I have a great episode for you guys planned for tomorrow. So I hope you tune in to see what goes with our potato salad. All right, so that is done. Okay, so here is our potato salad. Again, make sure that you store this in the refrigerator overnight because it's best served cold and the flavors kind of get stronger if you let it sit overnight. So I hope you enjoyed our show today. I'm Marie Lockwood. Thanks for joining us here at Cakes, Cooking, and More. Have a great day.